Welcome to Smart Architectural Programming. Today, we're diving into an exciting topic, Python expressions.
Welcome to the third and final video of Chapter 3, where we're covering the topics covered within Chapter 3 of the book, Coding Python for Beginners, in more detail. So this particular video would be concerned with Python expressions. So based on what we've learned in the previous two videos and the book previously, uh, Python expressions are combinations of values, variables, and operators that produce a certain result. Basically, all that we've learned in the previous two videos, when they're combined to conduct certain operations, those operations and the statement reflecting those operations is referred to as Python expressions. Going to be 6 types of different expressions that we're going to cover here, and we're going to cover them fairly briefly because most of this has already been covered in the previous two videos, especially video number 2. So here we're just going to show you exactly how each of these expressions look like coded on an IDE. Again, this is essential because seeing the coded values of the videos on the screen is essential to understand how we can use that or how these certain expressions are written down and used within programming. So the first type of expression that we're going to explore are arithmetic expressions, which use arithmetic operators to form mathematical operations. Now, we've covered in the previous video arithmetic operations in detail, and this is just the usage of those arithmetic operators that we covered in this video number 2. So if you can look on the screen, example 1 is a simple arithmetic calculation. Any simple mathematical or arithmetical calculation can be conducted. We create a variable called result on line 2, and we just do a simple mathematical calculation, and that the result of which is saved into the variable called result. So when we print result, the output is 10. Again, this operation is conducted by using basic mathematical rules. And so if you're not familiar with those, you can go and revise those separately, as this is not a video on simple arithmetic. Example 2 of an arithmetic expression is using variables instead. So we created 3 variables A, B, and C on line 6, 7, and 8. And on line 9, we created a result variable where we conduct an arithmetic operation using the variables. So in example 1, we conduct a simple arithmetic operations directly using the numeric values. In example 2, we're doing it indirectly. We're saving certain values in variables, and then we're conducting an we're creating an arithmetic expression, conducting an arithmetic operation on those 3 variables and saving the result of that arithmetic operation through the arithmetic expression in the result variable. And then we're printing that result, which is 30. So that is basically pretty much the simple way you can look at arithmetic expressions within Python. The next sort of expressions that we're going to deal with are comparison expressions. So comparison expressions basically are those expressions that use comparison operators to compare values and return Boolean results. Again, look at video number 2, and I'm assuming you've also read through the entire chapter number 3 before watching this video. So comparison operators simply, based on what we learned previously, compare two values and give us a Boolean result, which is either a true or a false return, yes or a no, basically, simply in a computing. So there are 2 examples that we can take a look at that for comparison expressions. So like arithmetic expressions, comparison expressions are just using comparison operators to create comparison expressions. So if you look at the screen, we have an example of a simple comparison expression where we, in line 2, create a variable called result and ask the computer to compare using the comparison expression. We ask the computer to check whether 10 is greater than 5, and then we print the result. When we check the result, the answer is true. As you can see on line 3, next to the print statement, we have the output stated there. So what this means is, as 10 is larger than 5, the result after the expression is processed within Python. The expression, the result true is saved in result, and when we print result, we get the output true. And then there's another way, just like the previous example. In this case, we use variables to do the comparison operator. Here we create two variables A and B and save their values on line 6 and 7, as you can see. And on line 8, we conduct the comparison expression, not directly with values as we did previously, but this time using expressions or variable expressions, so variables to do the comparison expression instead. So here we compare is a less than equal to b. So here, if you look at the a and b values, the a value is 10 and b is 5. So a is definitely not less than equal to b. So it means this answer should be false, and as that comparison expression is processed, and the value of false is saved within result. And when we print the result on line 9, you can see the output is false, as we can see next to the print statement. Now, as we went over the two examples of arithmetic and comparison operators, I would like you all of you to pay attention to this specific important fact. The simple comparison expressions and the simple arithmetic expressions are the expressions that are never or very, very rarely used in proper programming. Because as a programmer, you never hard code values. You always make it so that the values or anything with any logic within that you program is dynamic. And the only way it remains dynamic is if you use variables. So it is almost never seen in professional programming environments where we use simple comparison or simple arithmetic expressions. We usually use variable-based comparison and arithmetic expressions, as you can see in examples 4 and 2 for that we went over in arithmetic, and comparison operators, expressions, I mean. So moving forward, the next sort of expression that we're going to go into is logical expressions. Now, these are, again, if you have referred back to the previous video, we went over every single possible operand in Python. So again, all of these expressions are just the physical manifestation of how these operators are used on operands and creating an expression which is processed by Python to come with a, to create a logical return, to create a logical answer. So here, logical expressions are as just an extension of the logical operators that we discussed in the previous video. So here we have three examples. The first we're going to show is the logical AND expression. Here, basically logical expressions, just like logical operators, give us the value true and false. And if you're familiar with, again, basic computing theory, and you're familiar with the computational logic gates, you'll understand exactly what these are. If not, you can just quickly browse the previous video and you'll understand exactly what AND or not logical operators mean, and therefore extension logic, you can understand how their expressions work.